For coming, it's my red letter day, so to say that I wanted to have a satellite club attached to the Rotary Club of Hornchurch and Upminster, and I requested my very good friends to come and join, because I have seen the talents these people have, the energy these people have, the great warmth and the feeling they have towards their fellow people or neighbors or the society. And I thought, what a good idea to have a satellite club, so that all of your energy and enthusiasm can be directed towards doing something for the society. So without much more saying, I'm asking Rotarian Phil Stepney from the who is from the district to show us a very short film, and then I'll be giving a little introduction, and then we will get on with our meeting. Thank you. Phil.
No.
Dear friends, thank you once again for coming to this Rotary cum Satellite Club meeting. Phil is going to explain what exactly Satellite Club means and what's your responsibilities and your attachment with the Rotary, what does it mean and everything. I'm not going to touch on that. I just want to spend a few minutes to say something about Rotary Club. What is Rotary? It's a worldwide organization of 1.2 million people in business, professional and community life, keen to utilize their skills and resources to help people. We actively participate in local and international charities. We have a weekly fellowship meeting on a Thursday This is regarding the Rotary Club of Hornchurch and Upminster. We have a meeting on Thursday. We have a little chat when we all come. Then we have the actual meeting, wherein we have a grace, Rotary grace, to thank the Lord for everything what is providing us for us. And then we read the object of Rotary, which is basically what we are supposed to be doing. For example, the development of acquaintance and opportunity to service, keep a high ethical standard in our business and professional recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupation, and so on and so forth. We have got 4 objects of Rotary. We just read it. One of these after the initial statement of the objects of Rotary, and then we have a loyal toast for our king or the queen who is ruling this country, and then we have our business. We have a fellowship meal. We will be still chatting during the meal, after the meal, and then the secretary will be announcing the various programs, what is taking place, what is going to happen, and everything. And then we have a final toast and wish the members a safe journey home and everything. This is basically what we do. So Rotary is the assembly of people with like-minded people who maintain, and we encourage them to keep the high ethical standard in all vocations and help to build a goodwill and peace in the world. There are 34,000 Rotary clubs in more than 200 countries, and you can attend any of these clubs anywhere in the world. You will be most welcomed. In Britain and Ireland, there are 55,000 members in 1,850 Rotary clubs. In Rotary in London has got 1,500 members, maybe bit less because the membership is declining, in 68 Rotary clubs. It's a this is very important. It's a non-political, non-religious, open to all cultures, race and creed. And our motto is service above self, and mankind is our business. So this is the thing. We do a lot of local and international charities. We have got some major programs in the world. The most important is the polio eradication in the world. We have eradicated, you have to remember that almost 2,000 people in the world used to suffer from polio. And by 2012, we have reduced this to 200 cases, and now we have got only 18 cases of polio in the world. And that also Afghanistan, Pakistan, and 1 case detected in Nigeria. So just imagine, as a global picture, we have eradicated polio. Polio, this is because of the hard work of these people. We have donated about 16 million pounds, Rotary Club has donated to the polio programs, and the big guy, Bill Gates, has added on, he has given £1 billion for the Rotary polio eradication. This is a major task, and now we are trying to sustain that level to completely eradicate, and that is what we are trying to do. We in 1988 with Rotary International and the World Health Organization has spearheaded this program, and it is wonderfully working. The other good thing we have done is the Jaipur Limb Project. People who have lost their limbs or arms, or in whatever may be the reasons, they are getting fitted with artificial limbs made of wood or some other stuff very cheaply, because in the third world countries mainly, people cannot afford to have synthetic artificial limbs, so they are fitting with wooden limbs, and Jaipur is a big project, and Rotary is behind this. Then we have got water aid programs in Africa, youth projects. We do Christmas collection to support the local and international projects. You will remember the gala dinner, charity lunch rather, we had in 43 Parkstone. We have seen the enthusiasm of people who attended, and especially praise the young people, who has taken on and then we have collected 11,500 pounds, and we are going to give to the hospices, that is the Havens in Woodford, and the other
Richard House.
Richard House in Peckham. They are coming next week to get the check from us, and also the Burma Mission Project. Some of the very nice, kind-hearted, favouring doctors have taken this project to go to all the way to Burma, to go to the rural areas and do free medical camps. So we are also giving around about 2,300 pounds to that as well. So this is the sort of work we are doing, and I know we are all busy doctors and dentists and pharmacists and various other professions, banking officials, and at least we can spare little time to spare and get concerned for the people around us, people over the world, and do something to raise some capital for these people to survive. It will be the greatest assets we will have in our life, and the pleasure you get out of it is something tremendous. I don't have to tell you this sort of things. So Rotary is one of these organizations where we can attach ourselves with these sort of projects and claim and be proud that I am part of this project. I am proud of Water Aid. I am proud of polio eradication. I am proud of Jaipur Link project, and so on and so forth. When I rang the hospices and told, I spoke to a lady known as Rachel and also Matt from the Havens, and they were so thrilled. I mean, they never thought that that first of all I'll have this inclination to give the money for them, but also the thought behind it, the participation of the Rotarians and the friends into this. So I think it is a worthwhile project. Now what we are going to do is, I know the people who have come, the young people which I want to attract, they are all full-time workers. They cannot come at lunchtime. They can't come in dressed up like this in a three-piece suit and all this. I'm going to take this because when you come for this meeting, you don't have all these things. You don't need all this. You don't need a tie. You can come casually and meet. And I know these people like young people here, they meet anyway, once in a month, once in 2 weeks in their houses to have something. Make it a Rotary Club. Make it something you can raise some funds or do some work and everything, and say that, look, we are part of the Rotary Club of Hornchurch and Upminster, and we are doing this work. You can meet at any time you like. Well, anyway, Phil will be encroaching on that subject. I'm not going to get it.
We can have a beer at that time.
Sorry?
Can we have a beer in that meeting?
They can have beer, they can have, provided Dr. Naidu, they don't come naked. I want to introduce I'm not going to say anything about Rotary. You can read about it. We have been distributed with little leaflets saying all about Rotary. But I wanted to recognize these people who very kindly come. I want to call Mr. Thomas Matthew. Thank you very much. He is a banker, and he has come all the way from his office in London. So thank you very much for coming. Dr. Jose Carrier and Minnie, can you be upstanding, please? But Dr. Jose is going to be a member, but thank you very much for coming. Dr. Phoebe couldn't make it. Dr. Miriam John, thank you very much. Dr. Jason John, thank you. Dr. Juby Philip, he is a dentist. Mr. Ashok Matthew, he is an engineer. His wife is here in a minute. Dr. Susan Matthew, his wife is expected. She will be coming, I hope. Otherwise she will get 50 lashes from me. Dr. Som Hirakodi and Dr. Arti Hirakodi. They come. And there was a few other people who were supposed to come, Mrs. Teotia and Dr. Dev. fine, they haven't come. But anyway,
There is a Jerry Thomas.
oh, I beg your pardon, sorry, Mr. Jerry Thomas has come. So these are very young people, and I have seen the enthusiasm in that gala lunch we had. They raised so much money, they worked very hard, and I wanted to put all this effort and talents into the satellite club and make our not only your life but other people's life a very great worthwhile thing in this society. So with this short words, I'll ask Phil to talk about satellite club, what this means. If anybody wants to ask any questions to Phil, you can ask after the speech.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. John,
Thank you.
for that introduction. Just to let people know, Dr. John introduced me as a district representative. I am that, but first and foremost, I'm a Rotary member of the Rotary Club of Leigh-on-Sea, and I absolutely love my Rotary. This is just something extra I do to talk about club extension, which includes satellite clubs. So I'm hoping to give you a little taste as to what life in a satellite club really means to you. The non-Rotary side of it, if you know what I mean, or the Rotary side. Let's have a look. That's good, isn't it? That's not working. That's better. What is a satellite club? Okay, it's a new club that's spun off from a parent. So the parent club in this case is the Rotary Club of Hornchurch and Upminster, and they have expressed the desire to spin off a satellite club. So that is simply what it is. And it's a club with flexibility from day one. Dr. John mentioned all these traditions that we have in Rotary. He mentioned the 4 objects of Rotary here. There are 4 of them. I think now there are 5 we should have, because the 5th one should be have fun. While we're doing these things, we should have fun. And if we're not having fun, why are we doing it, really? Okay? So it's got flexibility. You don't need to wear ties, you don't need to wear chains of offices, you don't need to have prayers before, you don't need to do toasts. It's absolutely up to the members of that satellite club to decide how they want to run meetings. So yes, if you decide as a group you want to have a beer, have a beer. It's great. So it's totally flexible. There are some rules, we'll come on to those in just a minute, but the flexibility is right there. I have to point this at the screen. Okay, and that's a club that's not tied to traditions, and again, there are the Rotary traditions we've just talked about, but you're not tied to those in any way at all. And it's also a transitional step to becoming an independent club. Now, there's no rule on how long a satellite club should be a satellite club, okay? You can be a satellite club of the Rotary Club of Hornchurch and Upminster forever, if that's the desire of everyone. But there's also a desire sometimes for clubs to actually become a club of their own right, with their own charter, within those flexibilities they've got. But you do need 20 members, 24 members, to actually charter as a separate club. Let me point this down there. And the other good thing about a satellite club is, you know, we talked about 20 members, it's a way of actually enjoying Rotary and becoming part of Rotary without having that number of 20 members. And you can start with a much smaller base initially, as you know, you can meet as a group with any number you like, but to become a full satellite club within the Rotary Club of Hornchurch, you will need 8 members, and we'll come on to that in just a minute. So what are the advantages? Again, just 8 new members required to form a fully functioning satellite club. Members of that satellite club actually become members of the parent club. So they're already members before that satellite club, if it wanted to, charters on its own. Okay, so you are members of the parent club. Okay. The club operates as an independent group with some guidance from the parent club. I hope that makes perfect sense. You may or may not want to follow all that guidance, but we'll wait and see. And the club, of course, the satellite club can develop to meet the needs of its own members. The members of your parent club, my club also meets on a lunchtime. That suits the members at the minute, we enjoy it. But it makes it difficult for us to attract new members, and it doesn't suit the modern working ethos. You don't get time at lunchtimes to have meetings, which was the old tradition. So it can meet to suit members. You don't have to meet every week. A lot has been talked about meeting every week in Rotary. That is no longer a rule. There is a rule, and that is that Rotary meets twice a month. Okay, but that doesn't mean to say you've got to come together and have a lunch twice a month. You can do what you like to form that meeting. You can have a meeting through a Facebook group. Okay, you can have conference meetings with your computers and the software that you've got these days to do that. In addition to that, you can use an event where you're actually fundraising to form a meeting. So it really, we talk about 2 meetings a month, but you're probably going to do that anyway with 1 or 2 things that you get involved with. Okay? Okay, so the flexibility, we've talked about when you meet. There's flexibility as to where you meet, it's up to you. There is a satellite club that's just been formed not so long ago that actually meets in different people's houses or different venues through the year. They meet formally once a month and informally again, perhaps the other time around an event. So that's a new club. So you have flexibility as to where you meet as well as when you meet and how you meet. Okay, the format that meeting takes. Okay, we get on to the process now, and at the minute this is like the first meeting, isn't it, that you've been brought together, which is wonderful. And can I just say how great it is to see so many potential members here and young members at that. That's really good. But what you'll need to do if you want to sort of follow up from here is to arrange follow-up meetings, okay? At a time and place to suit those new potential members. So you need to get there. But I do understand you actually do meet as a group socially now, is that right as well? Yeah? So there's already something going on here. Okay? I think, the other thing that's really important is to actually have a purpose for the meeting, okay? And it may be that you want to discuss some future events or something like that. Not the whole meeting, enjoy yourselves and socialise as well, but discuss potential future events. Discuss how, when you've been going for a while and you started raising funds, how you would like to spend those. So there is a purpose to the meeting and it should be a fun thing. Get a speaker along perhaps that's going to interest all of you. And of course it's important to continue to recruit new potential members, because the more there are in a club, the stronger it becomes. Okay? And when you start doing some of these projects, you want as many people as possible involved in actually helping to organise them. All we ask is that you keep the district governor, through myself or Leslie Sully, the chair of membership, informed as you progress. But also, please ask us if you want some help or direction, in the direction of travel, or if there's any real burning questions that you've got on how you do this or how you do that. Okay. Now, once you've got 8 members, you can actually, and we'll come on to that in a second, but you can become a formal satellite club. And at this point in time, you're going to need to develop your team. Develop your officers. Now, with the Rotary Club, you have a president. With a satellite club, you have a chairman, okay, instead of a president. But the other officers are pretty similar. You want a secretary and you want a treasurer. Okay, they're the 3 key things that you're going to want when you start. So you need to start to form a team to take you forward. Agree the name for the satellite club. Now it will be linked to, it will be the satellite club of Hornchurch and Upminster Rotary Club, something like that, but it will need to recognise the name of your parent club. So that's an easy step, isn't it, really? Although you can have lots of arguments, I suppose, about what you call yourselves. And then you need to complete a registration form, and you'll do that with the chairman of the parent club. And that's, that's when you really get going then. That will need to go to the district governor and onto RIBI for confirmation. And then I think the next step will be to hold a meeting, a celebration event, and at that point in time, that's the time to induct your members into the Rotary Club. So you'll become Rotarians and members of the Rotary Club of Hornchurch and Upminster Satellite Club. Okay, I think it's really wise in these sort of early days to consider some potential projects and also do some in conjunction. I know I've just heard that you've been sort of helping the parent club anyway, but you could do those in conjunction with the parent club. There's no reason why you shouldn't do that. But it's nice sometimes to have one or two projects of your own. And well, we talked about that earlier, didn't we? When the numbers reach 20, if that's the desire of the satellite club, then it could ask for a charter in its own right. Okay, now these are the little bits and pieces. Officers, we've talked about 3 officers. You'll need those, and the next thing is club councils. So you have, I'm sure Dr. John would have told some of you about Club Council on the Rotary Club of Hornchurch and Upminster. They have a council which is made up of certain officers of the club and other members that they invite to come along. And likewise, there will be a council for the satellite club. But that council could be the whole membership of the club. It doesn't have to be just those few officers. And that's where some of the decisions are taken. Okay? Now, there could be a question, should members of the satellite club and the main club have a representative on each council? And I would say that's a good idea, that you actually have someone from the parent club come along to your meetings, and vice versa. It would be good if, when you have a council meeting, a business meeting, and vice versa, I think it's good sometimes for someone from the satellite club to be represented on the council of the parent club. That way there's good communication between the two. Now this is always the nasty bit in Rotary fees. The rules state that once you become a member of Rotary, you do have to pay fees, and there is the RIBI fee, that's Rotary in Britain and Ireland fee, is £52 a year this year, and there's a district fee which is £17 a year this year. I don't know what it will be next year, next Rotary year, which starts in July. Those are fees that can't be avoided and have to be paid. Then it is up to the satellite club members to determine if there's another fee needed to cover its own sort of running costs. Okay? And that will make up the annual subscription. Bylaws, the main club will have a bylaw of its own to allow it to set up a satellite club, but equally the satellite club will have its own bylaws, and they can be drawn from an RIBI or Rotary International constitution. It's quite straightforward, but then you need to sort of build in all the flexibilities that you want as members into those bylaws. Meetings between parent and satellite club I've already mentioned. Club council representation we've already mentioned, and there we are. It's all quite straightforward, really. You need to have a good think about this and sort of move yourself forward, and I do hope that you become members of a satellite club.
Rotary Club. We are going to have 4 evening meetings in a year. for those people who cannot make it at lunchtime. So that also is being arranged. So if there is nothing else, I can see the smile. So I think we are in favor. I think. Jim, yes, Jim.
I'd just like to say something. I'd like to thank John. The marvellous work he has done in his term as an officer of this club. I really think it's something special. I've been a Rotarian for 17 years. I'm a new boy. People around here have done it 40. But it's something. It's something that has become part of my life. My father actually suffered polio, and it motivated me to help. Things will motivate you. You have impetus. But I just go back to what I started again. He's the man. He started this. He had to do at his house. I've been so impressed with what he has done this year, and I do hope that you will support him as I would like to do so in the future. And I ask you to give a round of applause. Yes.
Brian, you want to say something, or shall we go?
Let's go. Who? Did you want to say something?
You know, I have a question.
Yes.
Amongst the guests we've got here, has anyone had any experience of charity work on more or less the basis that's been described? Anyone? Hands up. Oh man, you got a very, very nice people here. You can grab them and put them in the basket.
You only have to ask. We'll come to the meeting. We'd love to see you do it.
Because in this grey-haired club that you see, I am serious. There are some stuff. That man, he organizes some fantastic jazz.
Yes.
That man sitting in the corner behind that, he cycled from here to Germany to Trier, and I remember I and my wife standing in the hotel and said, "Where the hell is Jerry?" And he cycles up. On the dot, Jerry comes up to share. We've got people who are musicians, people who think and can advise you. There is a lot of talent, but the grey hairs are taking over. It's all yours. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
The Conservative ladies.
Already had a little steak and then you could see Captain all in their bags and
I got you, Christine.
Photograph.